Well, I'm hoping that you really can't see me. Um, I've had a pretty good, okay past 2 days. Um, I had a lot of stuff that I need to think about. Ever since I got my medication, things are just, it's calmer in my head, but just a lot of things that need to be pondered on. Um, since this is supposed to be about being homeless and everything, I just wanted to give you a tip. If you ever find yourself outside sleeping, if you have a nice thick blanket, the best way to keep yourself warm is to also cover up your head. And what helps for me is to breathe out of my mouth. I know you're not supposed to because it dehydrates you faster, but I figure that humidity from my breath helps stay warm underneath the blanket. But then again, I don't get paid to think, so tell me if it works for you. I know it works for me. So if you have been homeless before, if you have any, because I'm actually in a town that's like 50,000 minus in population, so it's not where I have to actually worry about violence besides theft, obviously. But um got to see my dad and the lady that I like to refer to as mom, and her client was with her, so that was nice to see him as well. um Dad gave me a really special birthday present that's gonna help out a lot. I'll be able to take care of some stuff so I don't have to worry about it in the future. Mm, went and got filled up on a pork tenderloin sandwich and some fried okra. They forgot my country gravy, but that's okay. It was still yummy. Um, I've been chilling at my friend's house the past couple of nights because, excuse me, because the weather has been so bad. And then tonight, because I was having issues with my phone, I could get texts from certain people but not others. And it said emergency calls only. And I was really confused. So, whenever I figured that all out, because we were actually supposed to have a late lunch instead of a late dinner or a late breakfast and an early lunch. But anyway, um, I do feel a lot better now that I am back on my meds. I don't feel right. I feel like my brain is still crumpled up and just laying next to a garbage can. I still don't feel like myself, which I don't know. Is that a good thing? Because now I can reinvent who I feel like I need to be, or should feel like I should be. I guess I scared a lot of people before I got my shot, and since I've calmed down, they're not so anxious around me, and which doesn't make any sense because I'm not a violent person. I portray that because I'm tired of being used and walked all over and screwed up the butt with no lube. So had to tell one girl that called me the B word at lunch the other day. And before I left, I said, I hope you have a better day. And I just want you to know that even though you called me a bitch, no, bitches play games. Assholes keep it real. Don't get me twisted. And she didn't even look up at me. And I didn't say it mean. I just wanted to let her know I don't play games. Games have too many rules. It's so much easier just to be true and true to who you say you are. If your word is your bond and your word is gold, then you shouldn't have any issues in life. But people like to take advantage of that and walk all over you, which is really sad. That's probably about the only thing that I really miss about my younger years, is that you could take somebody at their word. And throughout the years, I've learned to listen a lot closer to somebody's actions than what comes out of their mouths. Because moving lips, that, no, I need action behind those words. Because those words can sound like honey, but feel like acid on your skin. So I hope I'm making sense. I'm starting to force myself to write again. I figure it'd be like a way to reinvent my skills and see if there's something different inside me that I can get out on paper. And I wrote maybe I'd say half of a paragraph. And it was pretty difficult. I mean, by the time I got done with it, I thought it read one way. And I read it before I went to sleep. And I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. And then I woke up this morning and I read it again. And it had a completely, totally different meaning behind it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I could probably manipulate or add to it and expand paragraphs and maybe actually write something worth getting printed. I always thought it would be cool to be published. I don't know what to do. I could take a bus and get out of this town for a couple of days and then come back, and or maybe find a spot where I can actually like set up camp and catch the bus back here whenever I have appointments and stuff. I don't know. I just know that these degenerates in town, I mean, I feel for them because a lot of them, it is drugs that have them on the streets, and my heart goes out to them because I know that type of pain. February 14th next year will be 20 years that I've been clean off of powders and psychedelics. It'll also be like 3 years that I haven't smoked. Yeah. Cigarettes, yeah. Or any tobacco product, really. I had a fentanyl addiction after having a cyst removed from my spinal cord. And the surgeon said that it was a pretty big cyst and that he had never seen someone's spinal cord tapered as small as mine did. So that was pretty weird because whenever you think about the size of a pea, that doesn't seem very big. So yeah, it was kind of scary at first because he didn't call it a tumor. I think he called it a mass because he wanted to have it tested before saying whether or not it was cancerous. But I guess it had been growing there for a while because my right leg was actually shorter than my left leg and I would waddle. And then after it was removed, um, my leg actually grew and I went from being like 5'6" point something to 5'7". It was the weirdest thing. And now my left or my right leg, it is like the calf and the shin part is like smaller than my left leg. It's the weirdest thing. I guess the neighbors are home. But yeah, if y'all want to like share your experiences and things that you've done to survive the cold on the streets, I'd be appreciative of them. If you want to leave your testimony about how you survived living on the streets, I would love to read them. Because I know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and my tunnel really isn't dark. It's just pretty narrow right now, and I'm claustrophobic. So maybe that's why I'm doing these. But like I always say, yeah, I'm gonna keep it short tonight. I'm just really tired. But like I always say, you don't have to subscribe unless you want to, just to, you know whenever I post another one of these videos. Um, you don't have to like or comment unless you want to, especially about your own experience and your testimonies and your survival knowledge. But um, yeah, for anybody who's just now starting to watch these, I'm not about the attention. I'm not about the likes or the views. That's not why I'm doing this. I just figured that while I do video diaries, it might, you know, kill the curiosity cat that someone has about what it's like living on the streets. I'm just fortunate to have people in my life that can allow me to get away from all the degenerates uptown. But anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down so I can get to my writing therapy. I need to see what comes out of me tonight and if it's gonna be of any use to me tomorrow whenever I wake up. Okay, well, I don't know y'all, but I do love y'all. So just have compassion for each other and empathy. Try to have some understanding. Be kind. Yeah, love each other. So, alright, y'all have a good night.